So today is Tuesday, right? Oh my gosh, what if it's Wednesday? Yeah, it's Tuesday. And I was looking at my proposed schedule for the year, and when I was looking at what I had done for 2025 when it comes to my goals, and I had not been sticking to it. So the schedule that I had written out were Tuesdays and Thursdays were for writing. And I didn't do enough writing in January. I did some, but not enough. And I didn't keep myself to it. Like, if I didn't get myself to the library, which is where I prefer to write, if I didn't get myself to the library, then I didn't, uh, then I just didn't write. I did something else when I was at home. But I need to stick to writing. I need to be a little bit stricter with myself. And I don't feel like I have to write every single day because I have other things going on, but I do feel like I should do something. And uh, I think 2 days a week, if I really stick to that plan of doing 2 days a week, I think I will feel a lot better. So I'll show what I'm working on lately. I just have my notebooks here. So I have a couple of main characters that I've been working on. I have like one girl named Rita, which is what I'm going to be working on today. Rita Tahini. So I wrote a book about her um, summer after high school, like in between high school and college. I wrote a book about like the transition between high school and college for her, and like how she was a little bit more reflective about her upbringing. And I've written that already. That's done. I just need to edit it. But I felt like I had more of her story to tell. That book that I wrote had a lot of flashbacks, and I don't like that. I do not like doing flashbacks. So I want to try to make the flashbacks a little bit easier to stomach or completely write them out of that book. And a way that I can do that is by writing the books that lead up to that book. And I have the ideas for it. Um, but right now I'm just outlining those. And then when it comes around to editing the first book, I'll probably have to do a lot of rewrites. I might even rewrite the entire thing. And that's okay. It was what I consider my first successful manuscript that I wrote. And like successful as a manuscript. Obviously, I learned a lot from the first writing journeys that I had, but I I just don't think that what came of that was very good. Hello. So this is a smash stack. It's I think it stands for smart stack, and actually I don't know what it stands for. Cause do you stack? Is it supposed to stack? Anyway, the way that it works is this is what it looks like on the front. And then when you open it, it has this magnet here. So this part comes down and attaches here. And this part, and this has a Velcro closure. I have some pencil leads and this like bread tag that I use for like ripping, making straight lines when I'm ripping paper and ripping tape, especially because washi tape is hard to make a nice straight line. And then I have my eraser. And these are the pens that I have in there now. I move these around and cycle them out a lot. I wasn't planning on doing this, but let's go through the pens that I have. So I have a gold Sharpie. the gold metallic Sharpie, one of my favorite Sharpies. I wish they sold like a 50-pack of these. I would get it. Actually, they might. I should look into that. Then I have just one, which is surprising because this is one of my favorites. The Le Pen, Marby Le Pen. This is an amethyst. Then I have, let's see, the graphic liner. I have a bunch of these. Otto is one of my favorite pen brands. And that is, it makes also the Otto Rays, which I do have here. For a black regular writing pen, this is my favorite, but I enjoy this more for drawing. So this is the graphic liner, and to get nice thick lines. So I have a 1.0 for the nice thick lines, and for really thin lines, I have the 0.05. Then I have a couple of pilots. No, just one pilot. No, two pilots. Nope, just one pilot. Yeah, I have one pilot, which is this sky blue color. I have a good amount of pilots for the color range that they have, the pilot juices. But I'm not a huge fan of them, but I do like their clicking. Because I only I actually like retractable pens so much more than I like pens with caps. And then, oh, I did have another Le Pen in jade green. It's pretty light, so it's hard to write a whole page in this and be able to see it. Then I have my pencil, which is a Pentel or Rens. It is, I think it's a 0.5. Yeah, so this is a new pencil for me. I have a couple of the Stabilo Pen 68s. I don't know the colors of these, but it looks like they're number 12 and number 37. And I have a handful of these also, so I definitely need to organize my pens and my markers because I just have so many. Then I have 3 mild liners, and they are from Zebra. And I have okay, it's in Japanese, so I can't tell you the name of the color, but it's like this really bright green. And then I have the Sanrio ones. I don't know what this character name is, but I really am into it. It's like some sort of sea thing, and the color is like this nice mossy, muted brownish green. And then this one's like a really muted beige. And then the Sarasas. I have a couple of different kinds of Sarasas. So these two are the vintage. And this is, I don't know the names of these, but like there's like a dark purplish, plumish, and then a dark green. I love this dark green one. I need to get some refills for this because I can feel it running out. The Sarasa Dry. I have this really amazing like raspberry color. And then I have just the regular Sarasa Clips, and like this bright yellow. It's like the best yellow pen I have. Most yellow pens, you write on it and then you can't see it a second later, but I don't feel that's the case with this yellow one. And then this purple one. The reason why I like to carry around so many colored pens is for outlining, especially. It really helps me to have like the visual of it as you flip through. So here's one of my like longer outlines. So I did a lot of it in black, but then I put in some like different colors, and that helps me visualize it when I'm transferring my outline onto my um, Word document or Google document. Alright, so what I have been doing lately is just writing out my story circles and my nutshell techniques. So this is a story circle. So I said that it was the book that I've written about Rita Tahini already. She is transitioning from high school to college. So the summer in between high school and college. But right now, I'm focusing on the summers and the years leading up to it. So this one here is the summer of 2002. She graduates in 2004. So this is in between her sophomore and junior year. So more of like a younger, more innocent problems that he has to face. So I wrote the story circle, and then right after it, I wrote the nutshell. And then in doing that, that way I made sure that my story circle had some substance behind it. Because sometimes I can write out a story circle and find myself just completely ignoring the flaws and like the kind of personal growth and the strengths that the character ends up with. I think about conflict a little bit too much, and so putting these right next to each other really helped me before I go on to anything else. I like to do both of those. So that is that. Then I have junior year. So in just to go through the nutshell, in the summer before junior year, she goes from an unadventurous loner, and then when she, at the end of the book, she like is more happy with herself, happy in her own skin, and being a creative introvert is like what she feels more comfortable doing. And then she, in doing that, she also like starts to appreciate differences in people's personalities and how there's no like one personality that's best. And so that's what she learns then. And then in her junior year, she starts off, she learns like, okay, she learns that she can get her friends to feel more confident in themselves. It's kind of like a continuation of the idea that like there's no one way to be. Everybody can be like a competitive, worthwhile person, because in junior year you have a lot of pressure to like do a lot so that your college applications are good, and that's something that she is going through. And then like there's like this ideal version of her, and she thinks in the beginning that that's the ideal version for everyone. So she learns her lessons that way. Then the summer after her junior year, she her flaw is she tries to do so much. She tries to do too much, and her at the end of the book she realized that she herself can handle different amounts of things, and then she can see that other people can also handle different amounts of things. So now I need to tackle her senior year. And in the book that I've written already, I've already put some mentions of senior year. I wrote some flashbacks to senior year. So when I go through the actual outlining process for all of it, then I'm going to do more like I'm gonna go through and read that and do some editing of that and pull out some of the stories that I have there. So in this book, this is a book where I'm writing like kind of a splash page of uh, all of the different thoughts that I had. It doesn't have a lot in it yet because I wanted to keep some more things in this one. But I have senior year. Let's see, the competitive and pressured part to get into a good school with a good business program and possibly an MBA program, even though she has no love or passion for that. She struggles with macroeconomics, but something clicks. Someone who is a character in the book that I've written already has to, be kind of like a smoking gun. And then I have to. Okay, she, which is something that might be a little bit typical, she will grapple with trying to make her senior year just perfectly right. And she wants everything to be, to match up with the vision from pop culture. And she wants things to be like perfect with her boyfriend. And then, she gets to. She gets a little bit too controlling of that. And then she sees her best friend who has a lot of dynamics with the people that she dates because she dates more people more frequently in her senior year, and she is afraid of missing out on a lot of the dating things that people would get in senior year because she's had this boyfriend for a while and she wants to make sure she has all of those, but even though he's boring to her, she still doesn't want to break up with him because she wants things to be exactly perfectly right. And the exact perfect right senior year is when you have a boyfriend. Let's see. She doesn't let herself feel her feelings. She anticipates feelings. She fakes sadness. She fakes nostalgia. She fakes excitement about leaving town. She fakes what it should feel like to miss her parents and fighting with her parents. Everything comes at the wrong. She wants it to happen in an exact way, but everything happens as it happens at the wrong times, and she's not prepared for it. And then she finds herself thinking, are things fun? Am I making memories? And are these fun? Am I having fun? So that is what I have written down for senior year, but I do it in a story circle. So that's what we're going to brainstorm today. So I'm going to change my view here. So here is an update on the painting that I've been doing. I got some more colors on there. I did a little bit more work on the actual cassette tape. I have the actual tape on there, but I'm afraid I didn't work in the angles well enough, because if this is farther away and then this is closer, I think this is too close to a perfect circle, so I need to squash it a little, foreshorten, I guess. That is not my forte. I am not that kind of artist, but I think I'm going to try my best to fix that up today. And then I did a lot of different shading. I'm really, really happy with how this is going. The colors in this painting make me incredibly happy. All right, but I'm going to turn this down towards my table, and then we can get started. All right. I don't know if I can zoom in on this. Oh, yeah. Okay. All right, that seems better. Okay. So this is everything that I just wrote about or talked about. And then I just want to show what my story circles look like. So I know the idea of the story circle. It's an actual circle. Let me see if I have a better. Oh no, I don't have that book here. Never mind. So I have this story circle here, and you start here in stasis. You start off with who you are and why the story is about you, or who the person is and why the story is about them. Then you talk about what is missing from their life, and then they go and try to get it. They pass into the unfamiliar world, into the point of no return. As they search for the thing that they want, they adapt to fit into this new world, and the shenanigans all happen here. When they find the thing they wanted, they get more than what they bargained for. They pay a heavy price. When they return, then to the old world, and they kind of lose everything that they gained along the way. They have a low point, and then when they get through that, then they return a changed person. So it's kind of like they go back to the beginning, but they're changed. So I like to think of it as like a spiral. So you start in the inner circle of the spiral, and then you gain things, and then when you're changed, you can start over and keep on going. So the way I write that out, hold on a second. Okay, so that's what the story circle looks like. The way I write that out is I take one word, it's you or the character, want something, you go and search for it, you find it, but life takes something away from you, and then you return to the original world a changed person. So then I go through all of those words, and then I just write a little paragraph or a couple of sentences about what can get me through that. What can get the character around that circle. So, oops. I'm trying to get too many things at once. Alright. So there's that. And you can refer back to that. Okay. And now you should be able to see it all. So this first story circle that I wrote, you can see I have down the side, you want, go, search. And then on the back page, I have find, take, return, changed. So I'm going to write that out here. So first I need to make sure I have a different color. So I had pink, green, then that dark, like a dark reddish color. So I need something brighter. I'll do blue. And then I have to write, this is senior year. And that is 03 to 04. It is technically historical fiction because this is 20 years ago now, over 20 years ago now, these stories. So it is helpful to think about the technologies that they had there, to think about the music that was around at that time. But yeah, so we'll start with you. And it's always been Rita in all of these. Rita as a senior. So let's see. She is competitive. She uh, is hard on herself. She, but she still feels prepared. To have the perfect senior year with having good grades, getting into a good school. She has a boyfriend. She has a best friend. She's on like newspaper and all the extracurriculars. And then she knows from media like TV, movies, etc. She's got that in her back pocket. So then, what she wants, and then on this, before you get to doing the nutshell technique, you can just write all of the wants. When you go into doing the nutshell technique, that's when you want to be a little bit more specific about like her setup wants and needs. But here you can just write every want she wants. So she wants to have the perfect senior year. She wants to make memories, have all the emotions. She wants to get into a good school. So she wants good college with MBA program. She wants to ace economics. And yeah, I think that's good enough. Those are the things that she wants. And then she doesn't want it to be hard. She wants it to be easy. All right. So now those things are usually pretty easy to get through. Now is when it starts to be a little bit more difficult for me. So I can go like a little bit more trite and do like she has a list of things that she wants to do senior year, and like you learn about that early in the book and then she goes through that. I do feel like that's a little bit overdone, but so I'm it's a possibility, but I want to kind of steer away from that. Let's see. She grapples with making things just right for senior year. So I love that idea. I feel like even though that is trite and hackneyed, it's not something that is. I don't think it's too overdone. I don't think that's. I think it's a timeless story that will never get old. But how do I tell it in a new way? So I don't know if she has any sort of like guilt about anything or grief, or is she too controlling? And does something happen that she doesn't expect early on that kind of throws everything off? Because that's often what happens in my books, is like you're going this way and you're like, I know everything that's going to happen is going to be perfect, and then like something like makes it go this way, and then you try to work around it, and like you still are a little bit stubborn and trying to make things go this way even though they can't. So I don't know. I haven't really figured out. In the books leading up to this, we've done love triangle already. So there's not going to be any love triangle. It's going to be more internal, I think, like inside of her head. So that might be hard. She's an only child, so she probably wants to um, try to keep her parents out of her business as much as possible. Yeah, so let's say that she tries to do like she schedules out whole year. So that's similar to making a list. And then like maybe she spends the last or the first couple of weeks on perfect schedule. Her friends roll their eyes. But go with it. And then there needs to be some sort of conflict there, but I'm not quite I'm not quite there yet. So let's see. So the search. This is the highlight reel. So we have homecoming. That's something early on in the year that can happen. There's what, like bonfires? Just uh then Halloween. Definitely homecoming. That's going to be a big one. Uh, they try out for something, like try out for cheerleading. Maybe I'm just going to write that in. Um, for newspaper, which she is on and actually likes, she is going to try try to get like the beats. I don't know what that means, but to in order to like attend a lot of things because she's not very social, so she wouldn't naturally be there. So she wants to like kind of attend plays, etc. And then she also wants to go to a party, right? Party with no supervision. She wants to get in trouble and maybe even get grounded. But then when she does, she's like, this is bullshit. Let's see. She wants things with like epic date with boyfriend. She wants like perfect sleepovers. And she wants to do some sort of prank. I don't know. So those are just like some ideas for that. Okay, so I haven't done too much in the way of like storytelling yet. So let's see. She has her pop culture vision. Oh, she wants her boyfriend to be like this white prince on a white horse thing. And he complies. So some of these things go perfect, right? And that's what we write about here. The false high. So her high school football team wins. I wonder if she makes cheerleading? No. Maybe her friend makes cheerleading? And then that helps her become more popular. And then Rita is able to attend more parties. And then her boyfriend, Hunter, is overly romantic. And then the take, that's going to be the biggest part. So she misses out on feeling emotions because she's too busy anticipating and documenting. She struggles with passing economics, but hides this from her parents. Because her parents really want her to do well in business and stuff. And let's see. She doesn't connect She doesn't truly connect with others. So it's all false. And she realizes it. But can't stop. Can't stop the train. Alright, return. So, somehow she gets in a place where she's just with her boyfriend and her best friend. They're like the three musketeers. So, three musketeers. Comparing herself to them, she sees that they actually had a good time. And she just had stress. Let's see. And she feels like she fears she ruined everyone's good time, but sees she only ruined her own. And then how does she become changed from all of this? She probably, after going through that, she probably goes back through and she's like, okay, I still did a lot of things, and this is still a kind of memory, right? Learning things, it's a memory. Something clicks with economics, which I'm gonna have to like completely learn about because I never took economics. So I need to find, that's some of the hardest things of writing, is you need to like write your character, and then when if they have an aha moment, you need to know about that. So I don't know why I chose this, but like it is something that she's doing. Maybe it'll just be supply and demand, because at least that's something that I know. Uh, there's a Daria has economics, so maybe I'll try to pay attention to those episodes where that teacher is in it. All right. So it's starting to get close to graduation, and I think she realizes that she hasn't been doing the things that she really loves to do. And those are the things that make her feel. And then I just had it, but I can't think of it right now. Okay. So the movies and pop culture that does not represent her, and in some ways it doesn't represent anyone. All right. So sometimes when it comes to uh, series that have many books, some of them are going to be like a little bit repetitive. So that's what I'm kind of coming into now. Like I have in the middle one, she kind of keeps on learning the same lessons, but then sometimes that's okay because that happens when you're a teenager, but also the little lessons, like the ones that are kind of like um, palate cleansing lessons that are in between the ones that are a little bit more serious, those are really fun to read too. So I think that's okay. It's not great. Like I always have said, after you write out your story circle, it's usually not great. But it got me started on this outline. And then when I do the nutshell technique, then things are really going to sing. So I might mull this over for a little bit first before I move on to doing the nutshell technique, which I usually do. I discuss it with people, I think about it, I dream about it, and then I go back and I figure out the nutshell, which goes into the setup want, the flaw and the strength, which are really important. It goes into the setup want, the point of no return, the catch, and then the flaw is always part of it. Things go poorly, the crisis, the climactic choices that they have to make in order to move away from their flaw and towards their strength. So that when I write that out, that makes me always feel a lot better about the story that I'm starting to write. But right now, when I'm just at the story circle part of it, then uh, I usually feel like it's a little anemic. But that's okay. I am 1,000% closer to writing out this outline than I was when I started this live, and I think that is great. I wanted to say one more thing. Let me get the camera back. All right, I just wanted to say one more thing. The reason I named the live today, Right or You'll Suck, it's something that I actually learned from Sabrina Carpenter on a live that she did like so many years ago, way before she was um, famous for singing. Well, not way before, like around the time of Eyes Wide Open. She did a live. Probably it was actually probably before Eyes Wide Open. And during the live, her phone buzzed. It went off, and it was a message, like a reminder to herself that said, "Sing or you'll suck." And now she is the Grammy winner of the best pop album of the year, and I've always taken that with me. Um, you have to do, you have to practice in order to get better and in order to achieve something. And it can feel really slow for a long time. But if you do it every day, you're going to get really good at it and you're going to master it. By the way, I did finish listening to that book, The Mystery of Mastery. It was an okay listen. I don't think I would like to read it. I don't really know what I got from it. I think I need like the Cliff's Notes to go through it. Like there is 7 mysteries of mastery and I cannot tell you what they are. But, you know, I can tell you one mystery of mastery is you have to practice or you will suck. And I was saying this to my husband yesterday because I've also been painting lately. And I don't consider myself like a very educated or learned painter, but I've been painting um, fairly consistently for 20 years and I know what I like, and that means that I know how to paint. And even though it's hard for me to admit that, it is the truth. I do know how to paint in my own way. Uh, yeah, I think that's it for today. I actually stayed on like way longer than I than I thought I would. But thank you so much for watching. Thank you for helping me write a story circle, and I will be back tomorrow doing something completely different. Bye.